Hello, welcome to the Happy Villains Movie Review. Thanks for tuning in. My name's CO2, and we're going to be reviewing the Marvel's Avengers Age of Ultron. Here's a quick summary. Tony Stark is responsible for rebooting a peacekeeping program called Ultron, but it doesn't take long before things start to go terribly wrong for him and the Avengers. The Avengers are now charged with the duty of stopping Ultron from executing his plans. I felt that this movie was very well done, where everything from the cinematic universe, from Iron Man 1 all the way to Guardians of the Galaxy, really tied in well together. The fact that now that the backstory has been told with a lot of these, the main characters, especially our Avengers, they brought in more opportunities for them to play with the humor between them. There was a lot of characters that got the opportunity to step up a little bit more, including Hawkeye, and they did a great job with telling a little bit more about him, and also Black Widow. It had a lot of interesting new characters that were brought in. As far as my favorite character was concerned in this whole movie, a lot of people were picking Hawkeye, but for me personally, I felt it was the Vision. And from the moment they introduced him to this last scene, I totally became a fan of that character instantly. Normally, it's Tony Stark gets me into this movie or any of the Marvel movies because I was such a big fan of the first Iron Man. Usually, he has kind of the best one-liners, and that's what I always look forward to. But this time, the Vision surprised me. The main character, that obviously the title character, I should say, Ultron, was a little different than I expected him to be. He was very menacing, as the trailer makes him out to be, but more of a personality than I expected. And there's a lot of good scenes that you kind of need to pay attention closely to in order to get why certain things are happening, especially with Ultron and the Vision. So you got to need to pay attention to those. So just kind of a little bit of a hint, because the movie does get very fast paced. Great action. One of the opening scene was, I think, set the pace for the entire movie, and it didn't really let you down after that. My favorite action scene, though, had to be the Hulkbuster. I'm not giving too much away with that because everybody saw the Hulkbuster outfit in the trailer. But for me, probably the best fight scene I've seen in a long time with any kind of comic book movie. That's a must-see. People are going to be talking about that one for a minute. There's also some key locations that they mentioned throughout the movie. They're probably going to lead into the other movies that they have planned. Pay attention for those too, just to kind of give you a little bit of heads up. To say this movie wasn't just to say this movie wasn't exactly perfect. I just felt that there was a couple scenes that may have taken me out of it. I don't want to say what scenes because you may see them differently. It didn't really throw the story off or anything like that, but all in all, this was a fantastic movie. I give it a 5 stars. So if you're going to go see it, look for the end credits, additional scene or bonus scene, if you will. It does play an important part, maybe not as big as an important part as some of the other scenes have done in the past. It's not quite the Howard the Duck scene, but it's still a really good scene, and you definitely want to make sure you sit through that. Now, what I saw in the movie theater, there was only the scene in the middle of the credits, so I'll give you that hint if that's what if that's the kind of information you're looking for. And then there was no scene at the very end of the credits. So if you see the scene in the middle, then you're good to go. Unless you want to stay for the credits anyway, maybe they might show something in the version that they put out for the public. I don't know. If you have the opportunity to see in 3D, I definitely suggest doing something along those lines. So that pretty much does it for me for this review. I just wanted to let you know the reason I was able to see it a little bit early is because I did get an opportunity to go to the world premiere at the Dolby Digital Theater in Los Angeles, and I just want to say thanks to K-Rock 106.7 for getting me these tickets and the opportunity to go. As you can see right here, I have a cup that they gave away as a souvenir. So I didn't get paid to do this, so there's no bias really. I had to work for these tickets. Also, here's a ticket right here, just so you know I did go to the premiere. Not to brag, just want to give you proof that I did see it. So if you want to check this movie out, it opens Friday, May 1st, 2015. Avengers Age of Ultron, starring Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, and of course Iron Man, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff, aka the Black Widow, Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner and the Hulk, Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, the Captain America, Jeremy Renner as Clint Barton and Hawkeye, Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, Colby Smulders as Maria Hill, Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff and Scarlet Witch, Aaron Taylor Johnson as Pietro Maximoff, and of course Quicksilver, his alternate ego, Don Cheadle as Colonel James Rhodes, Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, who also played the Falcon, and James Spader as Ultron, and directed by Josh Whedon. So enjoy, and we'll catch you next time for another review, and feel free to leave your comments. Email me at happyvillains@gmail.com. That's it. Thank you for watching us. Thanks to K-Rock, and thanks to Undercity Comics Studio here in Whittier, California. And my engineer, Mr. Bravo, if you ever need to do a podcast or anything like that, any kind of recording, he's the person you want to talk to. He's the best in the business. So thanks again for joining us here today, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Ha 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 ha.